So I did a video back in January on needing patience. Like, you have to have patience for things. And as I was thinking about this, one of the things that you also need to do is rest. I mean, if you think about it, we live in an age where you are constantly working. And I'm not just talking about like the hustle culture and stuff like that. I mean like general 9-to-5s. Well, unless you're unemployed or on the dole, but besides that, you are working the vast majority of your life. And we've seen this come up time and time again in like social media and the like, and movies and TV shows. It's like, oh, I'm burnt out, I don't have energy, I don't even have enough time to rest. And I can totally agree with that. I mean, if you look at it, like we go to school for the first like 18 years of our lives, and we're doing like 9 to 3, 9 to 4, at least in the like Ireland and UK. And after that, we are told, okay, you need to go to college and you need to have a part-time job. So you are working towards a degree for the next 3 to 4 years, as well as having work on the side. And there's this whole thing about you can either work, learn, or have a social life. And the truth is, you can't have all three. Not really. But then after college, once you finish, you end up having to do like entry-level jobs in order to get into the career that you want to get into. If at all you even manage to get into the same level of career or type of career that you were planning to in the first place. And what ends up happening is you end up getting into a 9-to-5, but you don't actually have time to properly rest because you're working Monday through Friday, and if you're unlucky enough that they actually swap your hours around, you could end up working Saturday and Sunday as well. And what ends up happening is most of the stuff that you need to get done for like your daily home life needs to be done during the week. Whether it's, cleaning the dishes, cleaning up after yourself, getting a plumber in, getting an electrician in, organizing bills, or calling, companies in order to sort out things that you need sorted. And most of this stuff will happen while you're at work. So you have to balance your personal life and your work life. But what often ends up happening is your work life will take over your personal life, no matter what. And with, bosses now contacting people while they're at their homes, rather than talking to them about business things in work, then you find that you have less freedom and less resources and time in order to actually enjoy the time that you have. I mean, if you think about it, if it's a 9-to-5, if you travel even like 30 minutes to an hour, to get to your job on time at 9 o'clock in the morning, you have to be awake by 7-8 o'clock in order to get a quick shower, quick wash, some food in you, and then travel to your destination. And for a lot of people, especially in the Americas, you will travel a lot longer. When I was working in a call center, I had to rely on public transport, and this public transport, I had to take a bus and then a train in order to get to my measly 9-to-5. Now, how much I was being paid wasn't the issue. It was the matter of having to travel an hour to an hour and a half, sometimes even 2 hours or 2.5 hours, depending on if public transport was late, in order to get to the place in the first place. Just one way. So when I was working the call center there a month or two ago, what ended up happening was I was spending like 3 hours a day traveling. So whenever I got home, I didn't have any energy. I didn't have the time to go about and clean up my entirety of my house, or take care of my cats properly, or myself even for that matter, and then having to try and spend time with relationships of my friends and family was completely impossible. So when it comes to people that are working the 9-to-5 and working the extra hours and shifts, and or even in college or education and training and trying to better themselves or get a different career, you don't actually have the time to rest. And I mean properly rest. I don't mean like a day or two at the end of the week. And something that came to mind was like peasants in the Middle Ages, right? Throughout the year, they would work maybe 150 days. Sometimes maybe 170 at most. And the rest of it, they had the time to spend their life and their time however they wished. Granted, they did have to take care of their farms and their families and their animals, but they had free time, a lot of free time. If you are working a 9-to-5 today, you're getting about 100 days less than a peasant in the Middle Ages. That to me is absolutely insane. And it's absolutely mind-boggling as well. Like, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy working on the things that I work on and trying to make money and building a career for myself. But I've noticed after working for other people and then working for myself, I give myself more time to genuinely relax. And I am much happier for it. And I am much more productive. I think there was a thing not too long ago where they were trying to bring in a 4-day work week. The studies that they've done, or the experiments that they've done, they've actually found that people have been more productive. Which you'll often find like Mondays and Tuesdays are the most productive days of the week for a typical 9 to 5. And that's because you get 2 days off, if you're lucky. But you don't really get the 2 days off because you have to spend it doing everything else that you put off for the week. So I guess the point of this little rant is basically to say, find a way in order to give yourself genuine rest. And I don't mean, taking a holiday abroad or something like that. I mean being able to sit down in your house with like a little simple ritual, like a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and have a fucking nap. And just relax. Genuinely allow yourself to relax. Because what I have noticed is most people today is that when they say they're relaxing, in their head they'll be thinking about different things that they need to do, or that they should have done, or that they will do in the future, or creating lists and tasks in their head. I think in order to get rid of that, you need to dedicate some time to yourself, whether it's 20 minutes, half an hour at the end of your day, or even at the start of your day, just to sit down, be comfortable with the silence, and just give yourself a timer, put a timer on your phone, and just zone the fuck out. Because at the end of the day, we're not, we're not our career. We're not what we do for work. We're human beings. And, it's a biological fact that we need rest. I mean, if you stay up for too long, like if you are sleep deprived or even aren't able to sleep for long periods of times, you will go crazy and then die. So you need time to properly rest and to properly sleep. If you haven't been taking care of yourself, this is your little reminder. Go do it. Give yourself an hour. No distractions, no phone, no internet, none of that shit. Grab a cuppa, grab a book or a movie, and just relax. Because at the end of the day, you need rest. You really do.